So, how are you guys doing today?
Good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. We're excited. We're not staying in Vancouver tonight because we're doing KXP tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a really short moment in Canada for HINDS.
Yeah. Well, you guys were driving a while, right?
Yes,
Joder,
so
we've
much.
been driving for 2 days.
No,
It was how many miles? I forgot. 1,000 and...
No, I think it was
1,500?
24,000.
24.
Kilometers, right? I think I saw you guys post that on Instagram.
Yes, especially because in our Sprinter van, we're like so many people, and with the gear, so we go so much slower than a regular car. So it's even harder.
Yeah. You guys stopped off, I saw where they filmed a bunch of the stuff for Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yesterday we saw that. Yesterday we saw the Snake
Cañón.
River.
And then we saw also Niagara Falls, but that was...
But that was in the other Canada.
Yes.
Do you guys get to make that much time, I guess, to stop along the road at all?
No.
To see
Usually
stuff
we
like
don't
that?
have time at all, but we have like the best tour manager, Fiona, and
she put us in the schedule.
Yeah,
so.
like she makes us wake up. Like today we woke up at like 6 a.m, but we got to see Twin Peaks. So
Yeah. Has there been like anywhere that you've stopped or anywhere that you really want to stop? I guess.
Well, Niagara Falls.
Niagara
it was
Falls,
the first time we've done like
yes.
that travel so many times, and it was the first time we saw it. And then just everything, Twin Peaks, like it just.
Yeah.
This tour is like the first time we're actually seeing so many
Fun time.
things because we're doing like in 3 weeks. Adios. Are you coming to the show?
Yes. We haven't bought tickets yet.
Joder, you're gonna be late. Get them now. Soon. I don't know.
Tonight.
Cool. So do you guys remember the first time that you met? Because I know that you met.
I'm the new one.
Yeah, you're the new one. You kind of met them online. So, and then you guys met. Do you remember the first meeting?
Yes, of course.
Our first meeting? How could I forget? Yes. They took me, we had breakfast together. And I remember you guys were so hungover.
Yes, I remember that too.
But we had a coffee and we had pan tumaca. And we just chat for
Yes, it was kind of like an
hours.
interview because
It was like a blind date. Like,
yes. So what kind of music do you like?
What should I wear?
Yes, how old are you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it? Did you guys click? Did you feel like you clicked right off the bat?
I mean, we met that day. We wrote you probably like 1 week before we met.
Yeah.
And then we met, and then the day after we were rehearsing already all together. And like since then.
Okay.
Here we are.
Nice. How did it feel, I guess, meeting the other girls when you met them?
I mean, it was a weird situation.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what I should have been expecting. But it worked out well, I think. No? I mean, anything could happen. Like, we could have hate each other. Like
it was the first drummer we tried. Like the internet is a really dark place where we could have found a lot of dark people, but we found the sunshine.
Cool. So how do you feel? So now looking at like now, how's it felt? I guess for recording for this album, for I Don't Run.
Can you repeat the question?
How's it felt? I guess recording for this album from where you first met to like now.
Wow.
See, it's been a long way.
A different world. Like nothing to do.
Yeah, the thing is like our start was really, really quick, and like we got attention from America and Europe and the UK pretty early. And yeah, everything we were doing, it was the first time we were doing it. So everything felt new, and at the same time we did a lot of fuck-ups, which made us be who we are, which is not bad. But from that to actually co-producing a record, knowing what we wanted, like it's just basically, you know, when you start a band, usually you like play together for a couple of years, then you release music. Well, we did the other way, like we released music and then we started touring, and you know, so it was like the second record felt like kind of like the first one where we actually knew what we wanted, how we wanted to do it, and like all of that stuff.
What would you say that you wanted when you were going in for this album?
We just wanted to like show somewhere who HINDS was, because we had been because we had been touring for 2 years with the record that sounded so far away from who we were after touring. So it was like really exciting to finally be able to like write it on the record. Like we're not the Leave Me Alone anymore. We're I Don't Run, you know?
How do you feel like touring did it influence the way that you wrote a lot of the songs on
So much.
100%.
Yes, I think we have been watching so many bands and meeting so many people, and we feel like sponges.
Sponges?
Like we absorb everything, and yeah, I think you can tell.
Yeah. I mean, from the music, from playing together, from the lyrics, what we talk about,
The
everything.
attitude, everything.
Like just touring so much really like changes you as a person. So
Yes.
it's impossible not to see it on the record.
Is there a moment touring at all that like really impacted you, I guess, for this album?
I think the Twin Peaks one did, but in a different way, because we recorded the album and then we toured with them, and we were like, I don't know, I think we got a lot of ideas from that tour, and
and we
somehow
got pushed to be better, I think, too.
Yeah.
Like they're like a really tight band live, and we were doing a co-headline tour, so sometimes we would play after and sometimes before, and we would be like, I want to be that good. Like, you know, like it really gave us
it motivated
a
us
push.
a lot.
Yeah, to rehearse and like to try to stay tighter.
What was it like, I guess, co-headlining a tour with them?
So good.
It was so good.
Yeah. We love, the thing is like, as we were saying, like we tour so much that suddenly when we tour with someone that are like a band that is our friends, it feels like an oasis inside of the touring where it's like all the time being just the four of us alone in the van looking at each other and talking about the same shit. So suddenly having friends that you see
It's
every
so
night,
exciting.
it kind of like feels like you're a normal person, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you live somewhere, you like hang with your friends and like you see them one day, maybe one day no, the next day you see them again, and like that's not our case. So suddenly co-headlining with someone is like the best thing, the best person we could get.
You guys got to reunite with them too in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
What was
every
that
time we
like?
go, we see them.
It was so cool. We feel already like Chicago's or Little Madrid in the United States, because we have because of them we have so many friends there too. So it kind of feels like home every time we go there.
I want to know, what would you say is Amber's favorite song on the album?
Finally Floating.
Okay, why?
I know how to answer. I remember I loved recording that song so much. Like, I don't know, it was an intense feeling inside of me. And then I love playing it live too. I know, it's just a great feeling, like
powerful.
satisfying, like wow, it's great.
Is there like a big difference on the way that it sounds, or like for you while you're playing it, or?
I don't know, I think I just like epic songs. So I don't know, I guess that's the reason.
Okay. So I guess I wanted to talk about the song To the Morning Light. So like the one lyric that really stuck out to me about that song was, "You saw my joy as a crime." What does that line mean to you?
I feel like that's clearly some like a lyric written by a woman, and it's like a pretty recurrent feeling when you're like on a couple or where you're studying someone. It's just basically another way of saying he wanted, like, I gave him my heart but he wanted my soul. So it's like when you start having fun, that starts to be a bad thing because the other person is not having that fun for you.
What about for you? What does it mean for you? Does it mean the same, or is it?
I guess, I mean, they're the geniuses that write the lyrics, so
I choose them.
I choose them.
So do you get to, I guess, look over her lyrics before you guys record, or is it more of just like a...
Yes, I mean, it's not a secret. It's not like we keep it from them. Then we're going to say, Amber, put that.
Yeah, we know what they do.
So I guess, do you ever end up being a part of that, like the writing process of just like
I
lyrically?
mean, we always give ideas and stuff, but in the end,
It's more like everyone writes their own instrument, you know?
Yeah.
So it would be weird if suddenly Amber wrote something that I have to sing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like I'm
Like
singing
they
it because
feel
I
it,
mean
they
it.
sing it.
Claro.
The song New For You, so that was your first single. and for that video, it was very like, you guys having a lot of fun playing, I guess, football. Why did you choose football as the thing that you were gonna do for that video?
Well, it was actually Carlota's idea. She directed it and she edited too, and I think it was like kind of like a hard metaphor in between like sports and relationships, because New For You talks about wanting to be new and better for the next person that's gonna come to your life, and like a sports is all the time like trying to like reach, like it's like physically doing that. It was like a nice metaphor, and like also
It's very Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like such a Spanish
yeah,
thing.
every time we fly somewhere, we get in an Uber, we meet someone in a bar, it's like, oh, Spain, Madrid or Barça, Atlético de Madrid, you know what I mean? It's like the first thing they say. So we're like, okay, let's just embrace it. Like if we're a soccer country, we're gonna have a soccer thing. And also it was cool because it's like a really male-dominated world, like even more than the music is, which is also like pretty fucked. So it was just nice to like put a mixed, like not even like only girls, like a mixed team against another mixed team, and it actually didn't even feel that crazy. We were like, oh, this is gonna be insane, boys and girls in the same team, and at the same time like no one even noticed, it's just like how we are, but just like represented on a video, which is not that often.
So what was
Just before, yeah.
okay. What was that like, I guess, like having that as just like a combination more of both, I guess, men and women on the field, I guess, playing? Did that
It was normal.
It was normal.
Yeah, the thing is
Yeah.
like live, it's a little bit better, like more equal than how it's represented. Like in like I don't feel this like sexual division in my day-to-day, but I do really feel it in the music, and I do really see it in the sports and stuff. So it just felt really, really normal.
How do
to
you
be
feel?
everyone in the same
I
team.
guess, how does that make you feel like in music? I was reading a few things of just how people were responding, I guess, to your music, but it was like, I don't know. To me, it felt I felt angry kind of about how some people were saying things, and just like,
You mean on the internet?
yeah, well, not
Yes.
just on the internet, but whatever it is.
I mean, it's just that we have to work harder to get anyone's respect.
Yeah, like it's like we have to prove ourselves all the time.
We have to
And
prove
that's
that we're good, that we're
exhausting,
smart, that we're
yeah.
clever, that we're funny, that we're not too funny, we're not too clever, we're not too pretty. But it's like, it's all the time like in the eye of the storm.
Under a microscope, I guess. Yeah. So so you co-produced this album, you were saying earlier. What was it like, I guess, having it as more like joint venture? Was it, because I think I read that you guys were going in the studio and it was more of like he just let you do what you wanted? And
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, even if it was co-produced by Gordon Rapheal, we like to finish all the songs before we go to the studio. So, like, the part that a producer can do is, at least in this record, wasn't that big. But in the sense of, like, the songs are written. So, like, we can choose a pedal sound, we can choose snare, like,
Yeah,
we
like
can do
you
that,
only can
but-
change like superficial things,
Yeah.
like not the roots of the song or
Yeah, not the
anything like
roots.
that. Yeah.
And even in those like little details, he would be like really open and let us just choose whatever we wanted. Like it was really chill to work with him.
yeah, and just from like the sound on the album too, what was the studio space like? Because I can hear a lot of birds and stuff in the background and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we did. I mean, the studio was like one thing, and then we did some recordings, like the intro of Tester and the last song. We recorded them in the house where we lived.
Yeah, in the living room.
Yeah, because it's like there's the studio, there's the house of the musicians, and the house of the owner of the studio. And inside the house is like in the south of Spain, so it really feels like a Spanish patio. So we just recorded that with
All the
like-
doors open and the windows
everything
open. Yeah.
and it's like it's not a added track. It's like actually the bird sounding.
You've only recorded in Spain then, right?
Well, I mean the record, yes.
Is there anywhere that you would want to go out and record?
The thing is that studio, we love it so much, and like we feel very comfortable in that studio, and we got really good. We know the engineer so good, so it feels like home. Like it's so comfortable.
We're not like that kind of band that loves like experimenting.
Yeah.
Like we can do that for fun, but when it comes to like our records, we really try to sound as close to as we sound live. So so basically, yeah, in this record we recorded with our guitars, with like, you know, like we brought all our gear, and we just like, yeah, we don't really need like a great studio, or we don't even want it. Like we just want to sound like we sound live.
Okay. So I guess then you think a lot about how it sounds live while you're recording?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What
Actually,
is there,
we record live too, like all of us together in
Yeah,
a room.
without click drum, without autotune, like we just try to keep it real.
Why did you decide to record it that way and not?
I think because it's the way we're used to play, to like see each other's faces and
I think it's the way we make sense. Like I think HINDS is a really like visceral band, and like we really like empower each other, like just by like the energy we get in the studio. I think it wouldn't make that much more sense to do it separate. Like even when we record vocals, like we do it in Carlota and I, we do it in different mics
at the same time.
but like because of sound, you have to have something in the middle, so the sound doesn't go to the other mic, and you can like play with it after in the mixing. So like we made that engineer like in a door that he had that is like a window. She would be in one side, I would be on the other side, so it felt like we were in the same room even if we weren't, but like so we could see each other, you know, like the energy that gets together.
Yeah, and especially with the vocals in some lines, you have Carlotta singing and then you have you singing, so it's kind of more like, I guess, sometimes I imagine that would be difficult too if you were like kind of like call and response.
I mean, yes, it's really hard. We usually don't take as much care as to the vocals as we should. Like we do with when we choose the tracks and stuff, and like with the effects and afterwards. But like, it's the last thing. Like it's the thing we would rehearse the less, because it feels like we don't need to rehearse it that much, which is a wrong thought. And I hope in the third record we do more. But it's usually like it's harder for the four of us to play together and like to get tight than it feels like just singing is like I can do it whenever. But yeah, we probably should change that for the future.
I guess why do you say you should change that? Why do you feel that way?
Because then you get there and it's a little bit frustrating to be like we spend so much time doing melodies and writing lyrics, and like it's so loud, like purposely loud in the mixing. Like it's a part of HINDS that we really like, and it's not even one singer, two lead singers. So it's a big part of HINDS, and I don't know, it just would be nice to like take care of it a little bit more.
So I guess, is there anything that you want people to take away from HINDS, I guess, while you're performing, or just from this album, I Don't Run?
I think freedom. I would love
we
everyone.
want people to feel free.
Yeah, everyone to come to our shows to like feel the freedom that we're trying to like give them, even if it's only for like 45 minutes or 1 hour.
Is there, I guess, like something that you do in your live set that I guess maybe more to make people feel that freedom, or?
I think we feel free too.
Yeah, I think everything. I mean, I think we're like we try to. Well, we don't try. We're just like really free. Like it's. I think sometimes even too shocking because we don't hide it and we're not ashamed of it. So, yeah, I think you really can see that what we're doing is what we want to be doing, and like there's no rules on us but the ones that we want to put on HINDS, and I think that could be inspiring for people.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.